Hello YouTube, how's it going? This is the crossover and I'm back with another video. Today is going to be the first individual scouting report that I make for the 2023 NBA draft, and in today's video we are going to be covering French center Victor Wembanyama. So without any further delay, let's get straight into the video. Victor's biggest strength comes from his prowess on the defensive end. His length allows him to be a force around the rim. Standing at 7 feet 4 inches with an 8-foot wingspan, he is able to contest and alter shots that don't seem real at some points. Here we see his man grab the offensive rebound and reposition himself to go up with the putback, but Victor barely has to leave the ground to send his shot back down, which is a typical occurrence for him. I expect NBA players to attack Victor in the post early on in his career and face the same outcome as this player. His mere presence is enough to deter ball handlers from attempting shots at the rim and thrives as a rim protector from the other block, as you can see in these two examples of him doing just that. I expect this to be an evident part of his defensive repertoire from day one in the league. Even against stronger players that try to attack him in the post, his overwhelming length allows him to make up for his lack of lower body physical strength and swat shots away. He is able to alter high arching shots when jumping that surely intimidate offensive players when attempting to get one over on Victor. He is also quite agile for his frame and can rotate with relative ease defensively. He does a good job helping the helper during possessions where his teammates have to switch, and has freakish timing when deflecting pass attempts, usually deflecting dump-offs around the block, which is a way in which I expect him to garner steals early on in his career. A truly special part of Victor's defensive game is his ability to switch out onto ball handlers for possessions at a time. With his aforementioned agility, Victor can seemingly guard two players at once, which screams of playoff basketball and versatility. He is also quick enough to contest jump shots when starting at the block and coming out to the perimeter, which is yet another example of his mobility and functional length. A truly special defensive prospect with unreal upside on this end of the floor, and should be a day one impact defender once he reaches the league. Moving on to the offensive side of the floor, where, as you would expect, Victor is a great finisher around the rim. He is a threat on the offensive glass seemingly at all times due to his frame and size, which could be a significant part of his skill set in the league, grabbing boards and kicking it back onto the perimeter to find his teammates for open looks. Defenses will have to be consistently aware of where he is as soon as a shot goes up, as he is viable to fly in from seemingly out of nowhere and barely gets off the ground to put back to. I expect this to be a consistent source of offense for him throughout his career. He will be his point guard's best friend, as with his size and mobility, Victor has a large catch radius around the rim to put down lobs, which should be a common occurrence in the beginning of his career to ease his transition in the NBA, and can be used in a numerous variety of sets to get him open looks around the rim. In the post, Victor's go-to move is his drop step. He does a good job lulling his defenders to sleep before quickly spinning on his outside foot to get a step on them. At this point, it's essentially an automatic 2 points, with there being a very selective handful of humans on the planet that can prevent Victor from scoring at that point. He should be a consistent threat to score at all times around the rim in his career, which will bode well for his teammates and getting them open looks. He has even shown flashes of slashing out on the perimeter and rising up for acrobatic finishes, which leads us into his next strength. What makes Victor truly a one-of-a-kind is his game-breaking shooting, capable of coming off of multiple screens and rising up, being able to almost be used like a wing. Victor possesses a mechanically sound form as his hand placement is good, and gets good elevation on his shots, having a high but not absurdly high release to where it is uncomfortable for him to shoot. He is comfortable shooting from beyond the arc, capable of utilizing his size as a face-up scorer, and rising over smaller defenders, which will be a key area of his offensive game to take advantage of mismatches and punish teams for playing small against him. As his handle continues to develop, the sky is truly the limit for Victor offensively, and is capable of being used in a number of ways, which makes him unguardable. For as great of a player as Victor is, he can fall asleep defensively. When he is multiple passes away, he can get caught ball watching, which leads to his man cutting and getting an open look. Most of his defensive awareness issues come from ball watching, whether that be on the glass, as a help defender, or even in pick and rolls, where he can get caught watching the ball handler's actions rather than paying attention to the whole picture. I believe this will be ironed out of his game with more repetition and experience playing at the highest level of competition in the world, and with proper coaching at the next level. It is a concern in the short term, but not in the long term, in my opinion. Victor just recently started expanding the limits of his shot creation, which means it will not always be perfect. He is susceptible to take ill-advised and contested shots. Assuming Victor's rookie year will be on a non-competitive team, he will have the freedom to continue to flesh and iron out this part of his game. And similar to his defensive awareness, this is a short-term concern of mine, and one I fully expect him to improve on with time and experience. However, I don't expect it to be a part of his game that truly excels to start his career. I expect to see a lot of air balls and questionable shot attempts, as you see now, but again, this is not a long-term concern of mine. And that is the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about Victor Wembanyama down below in the comments section. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have subscribed, please share the video with a friend. I want to keep growing the channel, keep growing the community that we have here. Again, aside from that, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day and take care. Peace.